Hello everybody, today we'll be doing the Empress of Ireland quiz. A ship that I'm familiar with because it's from Canada and I'm from Canada, so yeah.
Welcome back to Quiz Gentry friends. How good is your knowledge of RMS Empress of Ireland? Let's find out with a few questions, but before then, please consider subscribing for more maritime quizzes, and let's go. The very first question, and it says, when did the Empress of Ireland sink?
1914.
Was it 1912, 1914, or 1910?
1914.
1914. The Empress of Ireland sank on May 29, 1914, after colliding with a collier. The disaster occurred in thick fog and led to the deaths of over 1,000 passengers and crew. 2. What caused the ship to sink?
Collision.
We have collision, fire, and explosion as the options.
Collision. Collision, no. Collision,
Collision it was.
That's
The
the
sinking was
Titanic
caused by a
ramming
collision with
into
another
the
ship,
ship.
a coal carrier. The impact caused significant flooding in the Empress of Ireland, and the ship sank within a few minutes. Poor visibility due to fog was a major factor in the collision.
Still at the bottom of the St. Lawrence River
How
today.
long did the ship take to sink? 30
14 minutes.
14 minutes or
Faster
2
than
hours.
Lusitania. Another ship with a White Star Line well deck.
14 minutes. The Empress of Ireland sank very quickly, taking only 14 minutes to disappear beneath the waters after the collision. The speed of the sinking contributed to the high death toll, as many were unable to escape in time. Where did the collision happen? Pacific is in the
Okay,
options,
guys,
so is
I'm going to
Atlantic and
take
St. Lawrence.
off my headphones now. The St. Lawrence River.
Yes, it's St. Lawrence. The collision occurred in the St. Lawrence River, a major waterway in Canada. The river is a vital route for ships traveling between the Great Lakes and the Atlantic Ocean. The Empress of Ireland was on her way from Quebec to Liverpool when the disaster struck. 5. What year was the ship launched? 1906, 1908, or 1910?
1906. Same year as Lusitania. No, I mean...
1906. The
1
Empress
year
of Ireland
before
was launched on
Lusitania.
January 27, 1906. It was built by Fairfield Shipbuilding and Engineering Company for the Canadian Pacific Steamship Company. How many lives were lost in the sinking? 1,012, 842, or 500?
1012. I'm pretty sure it's 1013.
1,012. The sinking of the Empress of Ireland resulted in the loss of 1,012 lives, making it one of the deadliest peacetime maritime disasters in history. Most victims were passengers, and the rapid sinking prevented many from being able to reach lifeboats in time.
Yep.
Which ship struck the Empress? Do you think it was Lusitania, Storstad, or Titanic?
The Storstad. And if Titanic collided with the Empress, oh my god, Empress of Ireland was just
Storstad is correct.
V-split.
The Norwegian collier SS Storstad collided with the Empress of Ireland in thick fog. The Storstad's bow tore into the side of the Empress, causing massive flooding that led to the rapid sinking of the ocean liner.
That's the damage of the ship.
How many people survived the disaster? 465, 220, or 300?
2:20 a.m. That's when Titanic fully sunk.
465.
I get that in my head.
Out of the 1,477 people aboard the Empress of Ireland, only 465 survived. Most of the survivors were crew members, while a large number of passengers were trapped below deck or unable to reach lifeboats in time due to the speed of the sinking. What was the ship's destination? Liverpool, New York, or London?
Liverpool.
Liverpool. The Empress of Ireland was en route from Quebec City, Canada to Liverpool, England when the disaster occurred. Liverpool was a major port of entry for immigrants to Canada and a key destination for transatlantic passenger ships.
Sorry for the noise. Background
Question 10.
is this
Who
plane?
owned the Empress of Ireland? Options are White Star, Canadian Pacific, and Cunard.
Canadian Pacific.
Canadian Pacific. The Empress of Ireland was owned by the Canadian Pacific Steamship Company, which operated transatlantic routes between Canada and England. It was part of the company's fleet of ocean liners used to transport passengers and cargo across the Atlantic. This one says, what type of ship was the Empress? We warship, ocean liner, and cargo. Which is it?
Ocean liner.
Ocean liner. The Empress of Ireland was an ocean liner designed to carry passengers across the Atlantic Ocean, primarily for transatlantic travel between Canada and England. What was the ship's service speed? 18 knots, 21 knots, or 14 knots?
18.
18 knots.
Yeah.
The Empress of Ireland had a service speed of 18 knots, which was typical for ocean liners of the period. This speed allowed it to make regular crossings of the Atlantic Ocean, transporting passengers and goods efficiently. Where was the ship built? Glasgow, Liverpool, or London?
London?
Glasgow.
Dang it.
The Empress of Ireland was built in Glasgow, Scotland, at the Fairfield Shipbuilding and Engineering Company. Glasgow was a leading center for shipbuilding during this period. What year was the wreck discovered? 1985, 1964, or 1994?
1980. No, 1994. No,
1964.
Yeah,
The wreck was discovered in 1964 at the bottom of the St. Lawrence
I
River.
guess that in my head.
The site became popular with divers, and artifacts from the wreck are displayed in various museums. 15. What class were most victims from? First, third, or second? What's your answer?
Third.
Third. Most victims were third-class passengers. Many were immigrants traveling to Canada. The layout of the ship and speed of the sinking made it difficult for them to escape in time. What was the ship's tonnage? Please like this video. Thank you. $14,191. The Empress of Ireland had a gross tonnage of 14,191 tons, making it a mid-sized ocean liner. Although not as large as some, it was a significant vessel in the Canadian Pacific's fleet.
Yep.
Which captain was in charge? Kendall, Smith, or Turner?
Kindle. Captain Kindle. Captain Smith was Titanic and Turner was Lusitania.
Kendall. Captain Henry George Kendall was in command of the Empress of Ireland during the disaster. He survived and later testified at the inquiry into the accident. How many boilers did the ship have? 8, 6, or 4?
6.
Please consider
I
subscribing.
guess it's 6 or
Thank you.
8.
6.
Yeah, my first.
The Empress of Ireland was powered by 6 boilers, which provided steam for the ship's engines. These boilers were located deep within the ship and difficult to access after the collision.
At the red portion of the ship.
What nationality was the collier? British, Norwegian, or Canadian?
Norwegian. I wonder what ship that is. Looks very cool.
Norwegian it was. The SS Storstad was a Norwegian collier, a type of cargo ship designed to carry coal. It collided with the Empress in thick fog, causing the liner to sink in one of the worst maritime disasters in Canadian history. Question number 20. How many decks did the ship have?
8.
5, 8, or 7?
8.
Yes, it's 7.
One
Empress of
above.
Ireland had 7 decks, including passenger
I
accommodations,
was
crew
one
quarters, and cargo
over.
areas. The layout contributed to the rapid flooding, trapping many passengers below deck. What was the name of the inquiry? Canada Board, Marine Board, or Wreck Inquiry?
Canadian Board. Also known as Canada Board.
Marine Board.
Dang it.
The sinking of the Empress of Ireland was investigated by the Canadian Marine Board of Inquiry, which examined the causes of the disaster and the actions of those involved. The inquiry helped establish the responsibilities of both ships involved in the collision. Where did most survivors end up? Montreal, Rimouski, or Quebec?
Montreal? No. Yeah? No. Yeah, no. Quebec. Yeah, Quebec.
Rimouski.
Nope. Rimouski?
Most survivors were taken to the nearby town of Rimouski, which was closest to the site of the sinking. Rimouski played a crucial role in the rescue efforts. How far from shore did the collision occur? 10 miles, 5 miles, 15 miles?
10.
5 miles.
Oh wow, very short.
The collision occurred about 5 miles from shore. Despite the close proximity to land, the speed of the sinking and the cold water contributed to the high death toll. Which ocean did the ship cross? Atlantic, Pacific, or Indian?
Atlantic.
Atlantic. The Empress of Ireland regularly crossed the Atlantic Ocean on voyages between Canada and England. Transatlantic travel was vital for trade and immigration. The last question here says, how long was the ship? 570 feet, 600 feet, or 680 feet?
570.
570 feet. The Empress of Ireland was 570 feet long, making it one of the larger ships in the Canadian Pacific Fleet. Its size allowed it to carry a substantial number of passengers and cargo. Thank you for watching.
Okay guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.